Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is a kind of album breakdown, not really a review, but more of just like a discussion as to this very interesting collaboration that we got earlier um, this month here in November. Um, we have a new album by the Avett Brothers with Mike Patton. Now, Mike Patton, for those that don't know, was the lead singer of Faith No More, big '90s, alternative kind of rock. And for those that don't know, the Avett Brothers are this, very uh, acoustic folk, harmony kind of duo out of North Carolina. Mike is from California, and this is the record. Again, Avett Patton. It was interesting on social media on both channels, the Avett Brothers and Mike Patton. They both released a kind of put a story up about the other one. They said Mike Patton had the words Avett, and the Avett Brothers had Patton, and you can see it's written without the main vowels there, other than the first letter of the Avett Brothers. Again, self-titled Avett Patton, kind of this weird looking like proggy uh, cover, and you can see it's kind of like the hidden like sunbeams down there. You can see it reflecting there. No photos of the singers. The inside is this, beautiful packaging. Um, there's the sleeve, and then might as well show it some beautiful exclusive wax here. Did not even intend to wear the orange shirt, but here we are. So there you go. Now, the Avett Brothers, they have their roots in hard rock, like very hard rock, and almost screamo kind of music before they, kind of became what we know as the Avett Brothers. They were singing in rock bands, electric guitars. They were hitting those, huge, scream metal kind of vocals. And you can actually buy some of their stuff on their website, pre-Avett Brothers. Um, so, it kind of makes sense that they're hanging out with Mike Patton. From what I understand, cell phone numbers were exchanged between the guys during COVID, and they were kind of shooting off lyrics to one another through text and email and all that stuff, and actually did not record any of the album in person. I think this is a record that's kind of been in slow production for about 5 or 6 years now. So there are some singles released. I only listened to one single, which was the song Eternal Love. It's this like really interesting, trade off of the three vocals. You've got Mike Patton who's singing in this like very deep baritone kind of vocal. I read one review that they're kind of comparing his voice to Waylon Jennings with some Tom Waits. So it's like that baritone. I wouldn't really, I don't really hear the Tom Waits. Tom Waits is definitely gruff and like, almost like nails on a chalkboard to a lot of people. I love Tom Waits, but definitely more of like the deep baritone kind of singing. Again, more like a Waylon Jennings. But you know, the reviews that I've seen say that it takes about the first three songs for you to say like, okay, this is making sense, and that's kind of true. I mean, the first song, "Dark Night of My Soul," is kind of this slower ballad. You have the beautiful vocals of Scott and Seth Avett, and I should say Seth Avett, the younger of the two Avett brothers, who sings a lot of the high harmonies. These are some of his best harmonies that I've ever heard. They've kind of got him in the back of the mix, so he almost sounds like he's kind of like like stereo, like around your head when you're listening to him. It's just like he's way off mic, but it works, and it's like ethereal, and it's really really cool. Lots of production on here. You don't really have like the Avett Brothers have like the stand up bass, banjo, that sort of stuff. You don't have the Avett Brothers band on here. You just have the two brothers and then Mike Patton. But you do get guest appearances from Mickey Raphael, who is the harmonica player, the longtime harmonica player for Willie Nelson. He's on here. There's a really cool song on here. It's a traditional song called the Ox Driver Song, which is like this like creepy kind of like old folk song. I think Pete Seeger has done a version of it, but it's got this weird catchiness to it that I was not expecting. I mean, again, the production on here is big. It's definitely a record you want to turn up. Not because it's a quiet record. It's by no means a quiet record, but it needs to be played to get the production's full value on it. And those of you that know, Mike Patton, I'm sure could tell me a little bit more about that and his music, because I was not really familiar with the name Mike Patton until this album came out. I had heard of Faith No More, but did not know much. But yeah, very interesting record. Again, if you want some like different feel to it, I would say the three songs. Listen to the song "Heaven's Breath." That's a more Mike Patton song for you Mike Patton fans. Really, the Avets aren't on it that much. I mean, you can hear them in the background; they're playing the music, but it's really a Mike Patton tune. "Dark Night of My Soul," or I should say, "Eternal Love," and then listen to the Ox Driver song. Fantastic. But the last song, "Received," is beautiful. But I can't stress this enough. Take a chance on it. If you like that 90s alternative stuff, you might dig this. I know my buddy Trevor over at Flat Round and Spun was texting me and that he was listening to this on streaming and was kind of digging it. And Trevor's not somebody that would reach for an Avett Brothers album, just like I wouldn't reach for anything Mike Patton has done. So it's definitely bringing me, into the Mike Patton world to like kind of understand, who he is. Will this make me go out and get, Faith No More records? No, but it's interesting to hear the two types of singers and the two types of music on here. Yeah, very fascinating stuff. So I would check it out. Avett Patton. Let me know what you think of it. But that does it for me. Check it out. Comment below if you've heard the record, if you know about it. But in the meantime, y'all be good. Take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.